Aren't you about tired of listening to sports shows with all the woke bullshit? So are we. This is Patriot Sports Radio. Patriot Sports Radio. Fed up with the national talking heads and biases of mainstream sports media. If it's sports from the high school level to the pros, we're talking about it like the red-blooded Americans we are.
God bless America.
God bless America.
God bless America.
Let's do this. And now, here's Eric, Angela, John, Chris, and the coach.
Welcome back, my friends. If you're new, then welcome in Patriot Sports Radio. My name is Eric. I'm your host. Glad to have you with us. Thank you for those reviews and that subscription that you definitely did when you clicked the thing. We got, we're down to one headband. Angela faked us out. She showed up with a headband, then ditched it once she saw John's. John, that's an intimidating headband you've got there.
It's far superior, and my head was itching. So.
It's like Highlander. There can only be one.
So good.
Meghead's here. Outstanding. Meghead wants to talk draft. That's why we're here. That's all we're talking about. NFL draft. How we feel about it. 13. I saw that one horse died mysteriously at Churchill this week.
What?
3?
No.
2 fan favorite of guess. Yeah. The one we were talking about. The one that I bet on is in the 17 spot. That's never won.
Not
anymore. And they don't raise the odds at all. It's still 10-1. They should make that thing 15-1 if it's coming from the gate that nobody's ever won from before. Is my audio correct, or am I on the camera?
I
sound normal. And he's back.
Sounds good.
Coach, what's up?
What's up, guys?
How you doing?
I've been better.
Oh no!
I got something wrong with me. I don't know. I think I got
you got the ulcerative colitis?
Okay. So you want the story? I'll tell you the damn story.
We're live. So do we want the story or?
So
the older people get, the more comfortable they are.
If I told
we
you
are live.
The contact issue. So in my quest for, all things that are not expensive, I needed an eye exam. And so I found a place that was open on a Saturday, and I booked it because I was out of contacts. I can't see. So I went to this place and it seemed reasonable, and I get in the room for the eye exam and I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden on the mirror looking thing in front of me, this guy comes on and he says, "Hey, I'm Dr. So-and-so, and I'll be giving you your eye exam today." And I was like, "What? Is this like a joke? I mean, this guy's obviously in some kind of different country or something. I don't know." And, but I was in a bind. So I was like,
you've been outsourced.
Yeah, whatever. Maybe this is the way of the future. I don't know. So this machine comes out of the wall and scoots up there, and I'm looking in it, and he's adjusting and telling me, "Look at this. Tell me what you see. Tell me what you see." About 10 minutes later, he gives me the, "Okay, exam is over. Thank you. The assistant will be in with your prescription." And they come in and they hand me this prescription. Well, I go to my local Sam's and I get the prescription filled, and I've been using these contacts. Well, today I realized that is the source of my doom here.
You got a headache going?
They've been jacking with me. So I called the local guy. I've got an appointment Saturday. Meanwhile, I'm stuck between I can't see, and these things make me want to throw up. So,
oh no! Damn.
So I'm trying to make it till Saturday, but every day is a battle. We've had some state testing this week, so I couldn't really take off work, and it's just jacking my world up. I don't have issues very often or hardly ever. And I've figured it out. I mean, like it makes my head hurt so hard that it's gonna it's bad. And so, I can understand, you migraine people out there.
It's me.
I hate it for you. I do. Because it's terrible. It makes your stomach hurt and everything. So that's what I've been battling. Anyhow, moral of the story is I'm going to get it fixed on Saturday. I'm just trying to make it to Saturday. And it hasn't been fun. So.
When you have the thought, if I cut my own head off, at least it would stop. That's how you know it's a migraine.
Yeah.
No, it's bad. I mean,
I figured out how to control mine, thank God, but that is rough stuff. There's nothing like it. I feel that sucks.
It's my own creation because I literally tried to find the cheapest damn place in town, and I went to them, and I knew when I walked in, I should have got up and left. I should have not done it, but I just didn't have. I just didn't want to. I needed to get it done, so it is what it is. So now I'm going to pay twice for an eye exam.
Yep.
Excellent.
That's the American way.
Yeah.
NFL draft.
All right, let's do it.
That was fun stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Carolina Panthers took Bryce Young first. That was the least surprising thing that happened, I believe. Was he the right first pick? He's clearly the best quarterback, right, Coach?
I thought this was a big buildup, and I often question, and I was going to see what you guys thought about this. I read an article today that talked about the Will Levis incident and how, ESPN built him up because there really wasn't anything of a story to him. So they wanted to build him up before the draft just to be able to film his demise. And I thought that was an interesting take because I think that he was clearly, Young was clearly the best quarterback in the draft. I thought he was going to get taken first, but I think people started doubting it, and they started creating all these storylines about 2 months before the draft there. And people started making people think differently. And it made me think a little bit on a broader scale. You can go ahead and cue the X-Files music of how they do create these timelines. They create them. They're literally created in a studio. And they go down these different paths, and they create the storylines for Middle America. Guys like me that watch this stuff on ESPN and go, yeah, you know what? Maybe Levis is really the secret from the University of Kentucky who was not even in the top of the SEC.
Yeah.
I mean, it's baffling to me how they can create these theatric storylines that everybody buys into.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, honestly, I thought that was the right draft pick. I thought that was clear. And I think that all of the muck started 2 months ago when all of these storylines were introduced.
Or Will Levis. And they can't run that interview enough now where he says, well, I'm only going to go if I'm sure I'm going to be a top 15 pick because I don't want to be that guy who's sitting there with the cameras on.
Hey, you know what, though? Meghead's right. And they're polarizing little headlines and hot takes, and they make them up, and they are fucking manufactured. And they do get clicks, and they get likes, and then you turn it on, and you watch it just like the political world does.
Yeah.
But what do you think about this? Meghead says, sorry, coach, but the headache will come back when you see these Lions in action. Oh, Meghead's on his Lions this year. He likes it.
I love the Lions this year too.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, their running back pick.
The Hall of Fame.
Gotta love their running back pick. They want 3 running backs.
Oh, finally, Brett Favre's retiring. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, before we get to that, I totally agree with you. My eye twitches every time I see another effing mock draft because they're all horse shit. And it is totally manufactured drama. It's basically the NFL version of the soap opera because there's nothing else to talk about when it comes to football. So they just make shit up. And the next thing you know, Will Levis is a good quarterback. Did anybody ever hear about Will Levis at all?
Nope.
Richardson.
Mitch Levinsky to their ass.
No,
he's Taysom Hill.
I mean, I felt like I watch a larger amount of football than most, And I honestly was trying to think back to any game that I watched with Will Levis last year, and I couldn't think of one.
It bugs
never
me
saw it.
because I don't know. It happened a long time ago, but somehow we started to fall in love with the hope of somebody with a little bit of talent, and then we explode that. But at the end of the day, if you're hiring for anything, especially competitive, you look at how do they perform against their peers, and you go to the SEC, and then you can say at least the top 2-3 quarterbacks, they're in the best conference in all of college football. They compete, they can lead, they keep the train on the tracks and everything. And then some guy shows up and he's got jacked arms. He takes bathroom selfies. He looks great on a poster. And it's like, well, if we try really hard, we can convince ourselves that he could be a quarterback because we also are completely overrating our ability to bring somebody up.
Hey,
you can't really turn somebody mediocre into a great quarterback. It just doesn't happen. They keep saying it does, but it doesn't happen.
Hey, John, the flip side of that coin is that what if the rest of the quarterbacks are so bad that we're just praying, like at least we haven't seen this guy play. So there is some like anticipation because that's
here's the ultimate litmus test. Yeah. If your team needed a quarterback, were you happy that they needed a quarterback this draft? No. If my team needed a quarterback, I would have been upset that this is the year that they tanked to get a quarterback. It wasn't great. And I actually think Bryce Young will be good. I think he'll be solid. But after that, who knows? Richardson really, I mean, even throwing from the knees, like, are you really trying to repeat history that much?
Why would you want to
just invite
bring up memories? Yeah.
Well, and Meghead hits it on the nail on the head here. You know, McShay is stepping down. Several guys trying to, get to that elite level. People wanting to be the guy that, the go-to guy, the Kuiper, the McShay, and all of those dudes. And I mean, that I think that's where you cue the guys like Pat McAfee that are actually relatable guys that you see. And you want to believe just aren't going to throw some stuff against the wall to see if middle America guy like me is going to read it. And I was a little bit, like I said, I guess I was disappointed in myself that I bought into the fact that Will Levis was going to go in the first round. And the fact that I didn't believe in, when I thought about it logically before the draft, I thought there's no way in hell this guy goes in the first round. I mean, I watch a ton of football, and I never watched him once.
Good.
Yeah, I never watched him once for a reason, because Kentucky wasn't that good. I mean, anyhow.
Yeah,
I agree with you, John. I think that you can't expect a quarterback to do spectacular, crazy, freakish things if they haven't been. Like, you can't groom that necessarily and expect that to happen. But I think you can for other positions.
Sure.
I think that potential is there, but not in a quarterback spot.
Can't really teach snap action decision making. They measure it with the S2, and I'm sure I'm really curious to see if there is a correlation between success and the S2.
I'm with you, John. I can't wait to see that. That's going to be great next year.
This is the perfect example of it, because CJ Stroud went second quarterback or third quarterback over whatever that was. I'm fuzzy on it now. But there you had the two extreme opposites, where Bryce Young had an almost perfect score. CJ Stroud famously said, I'm a quarterback, not a test taker. Well, we'll see if that's true.
Yeah.
Kind of hope it is. I hope you can't just measure somebody's ability based off a test.
Well, and to echo what you said there, John, is you've got a guy like you've got these guys that it's almost like the perfect bait for the middle American dude. Everybody wants to root for the guy sitting in the green room that finally gets drafted. Everybody wants to believe that dude, that, like you said, with a little bit of talent, it's kind of the Rudy syndrome. Everybody gets behind him and they want to see him do well. And then nothing creates a great story like ESPN just showing him. Listen, Will Levis, I know you're listening, about probably an avid PSR guy. I drop that chick right now because she's high maintenance. That chick has never cooked a casserole and never will.
Never will. That's a big deal, right there.
She buys her potato salad from the store and doesn't
chick,
make it.
I promise
Probably doesn't use real mayo either. She doesn't use Dukes.
That chick's never seen Dukes. I promise.
She's already spent his check. It's gone.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the longer the more he kept falling, the more you expected her to be supportive and be like, but she just looked pissed. And I was like, why are you
flying out the
window? He needs to ditch that bitch for sure. But you know what? If you're gonna make it, if you're gonna have the drive and you're gonna do everything and grind to get to be that guy, like it happens, right? But you can't.
Tom Brady.
Yeah, exactly. But you can't do with some shitbag hanging on your
you can't
shoulder.
do it with her. I promise
you don't have yet.
Hey,
we
Coach,
learned anything from Giselle, it's go ahead and cut bait early.
Hey, Coach, one thing, though, that we can point out is that we talk about these stories, but we're talking about fucking Rudy. And when was Rudy? This shit just doesn't happen. It's not like we talk about this every year. We're still hanging on Rudy. Okay,
well,
that was in the 70s.
And
Rudy
never got drafted.
No, Rudy never got drafted.
Rudy was a prick from Joliet Catholic.
So when we're
played my high school in the state championship 3 times.
When we're drafting Trubinsky or this, I'm not even remember this kid's name. I already forgot the motherfucker from this draft because it doesn't fucking matter.
Levis,
because they will not be anything.
Right. Are you even going to make the team? That's the other thing. This whole thing separates the men from the boys. Like, you play your ass off in college if you can't mentally handle it.
Hey, the top 5 conferences in NCAA, I mean, these guys play at a high level. If you can't play there, you're not playing in the league.
Yeah. Well, we're talking,
we're
talking the top percentage of all football players in the world.
The league is different. These guys are grown.
Did you guys see after the Vikings? Or the Vikings when they drafted Addison, and he was like, "Let's make some money, let's get paid," and I'm like, "Oh, this is gonna go really well."
Perfect.
That's exactly what you want to hear from your first round draft pick. Let's get paid.
I know. I was like, "Of course."
Yeah.
The future
Mrs. The rest of us, cowboy.
I'm sure the future Mrs. Levis was upset to hear the Colts say that if Anthony Richardson had been already drafted, they would have taken him at 4. That would have been a much bigger payday.
But listen,
about 30 mil.
That's easy to say, though.
That is bold talk by a Colts team that are struggling to find an identity right now to begin with. I mean, you can throw that against the wall all you want, because then you could come back and go, well, we that's kind of like a safety net. Well, if he turns out decent, we were going to take him, but we really had to address this issue. I mean, anyhow, enough Will Levis talk. He's already manipulated his way into the PSR feed here again. So let's talk about the draft. I mean, young, you started out. He was the guy. I think the Stroud debate's going to be great too.
Texas takes Stroud, and then they acted like they forgot a plate or something, turned around, went right back to the start of the buffet line and grabbed Will Anderson Jr.
Which Anderson is a game changer. He's an instant difference maker, I think. I just thought that was awesome. Guy. But I can tell you, as amazing as that was, I mean, I don't want to steal anybody's thunder here, but they weren't the best team. They weren't the best team in the draft. There was one team that hit a substantial home run.
Well, I mean, the Philadelphia Eagles, I hope they wore ski masks.
Yes.
To the draft when they made those picks, especially at 30.
I mean, I don't think there was another team that hit a home run like that.
They're also playing with house money.
They are playing with house money.
I heard good analysis because this ties into the Bears. The Bears giving them that pick. I heard some analysis that from a couple different sources now saying probably makes sense for the Bears to trade down, get some more value, because they weren't going to take him, because they don't have the infrastructure in place to be able to handle a guy like that with off-field issues, or to handle the worst-case scenario that he could be, given that his upside is very high. Philadelphia, on the other hand, they just went to the Super Bowl. They've got lots of leadership. They got lots of guys. They got lots of former teammates. It makes sense for him to just get plug and play. And to be honest, he's probably going to wreck shop. He's probably got people there that are going to keep him in line. And again, this is not my own independent thought, but I agree with it. It's very much not going to be the case if he goes to Chicago and does that. So
Nope.
I don't hate it. I hate that he's going to go wreck shop in Philly. But at the same time, we got a 6'6", 335-pound lineman to protect our quarterback, and that's not too bad either.
That's not bad either.
It's not
AK's
bad.
here. He says McAfee could not be McShay or Kuiper because he just steals mock drafts. I haven't watched McAfee in a while. I'm sure they were deep in the draft coverage.
I can start screaming if you want to know what it's like to listen to McAfee.
Yeah, he's become a lot of a sideshow.
What?
Early on, he was really good.
Yeah, he really was.
Yes.
He just appealed to the common guy, and he just
Tony
kind of
Romo.
talked about, early on. But
He's just
That-
A little emotional now.
that came
The
in
Tony
with
Romo
ESPN
of broadcast
money.
journalism. Great for 2 years, and then you're like, I've had enough.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so.
Perhaps
A
he
lot-
dove too deep into the relationship with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
What do you think about Detroit's draft, Coach? Give it to me. Grade him
Jahmyr
out.
Gibbs, a fucking running back at 12. They're getting raked over the coals for that one. I
No.
think that they were so excited because they watched Gibbs tape and he hits the holes that Swift would never hit, that the running back coach was screaming at him to just take the fucking open lane and go. I think
Well-
Gibbs is going to actually do that.
I almost want to know if they had a master plan of shipping Swift from the jump. If that was I would have liked to been in that room a day before the draft. I would have liked to have heard, everybody's roundtable discussion. Okay, what's our grand plan here? If we're shipping Swift, then obviously this is what we're going to do. And that's kind of what it looks like. It looks like that they had a master plan, and that was we're definitely hitting the eject button on him. We've got to get a replacement. Now, what can we do and what value can we bring? I wasn't thrilled with the Lions draft. I didn't think it was way up there. I honestly, I thought it was kind of average. I like their plan as far as they're going younger and they get a guy that they think will hit holes, like you said, but you're trading a guy that is a weapon, that is a known commodity. I'm kind of a bird in the hand kind of cat.
I like David Montgomery though too. He's a good back too.
Well, we were talking about it just now. Certain teams have certain arrangements and setups that are better for some players than others. Like John just brought up a very good point. You plug in a troubled guy in an environment that's just, like Miami or Chicago or something that doesn't have the parameters set up, it becomes an issue. And maybe if you set your parameters up prior to the draft because that's the plan you want to execute, maybe it turns out to be good for the Lions. I don't know. I wasn't impressed by it. I didn't think it was great. I didn't really like the Swift move, but it is what it is.
And then they came back and grabbed linebacker Jack Campbell from Iowa. Everybody loves Jack Campbell. I didn't hate the Campbell pick. I didn't think he was one of the best linebackers on the board, but I do like him. What do you think of this kid the Packers drafted? Lucas Van Ness, also from Iowa.
He looks
His
like an
dad
Abercrombie model.
slapped his girlfriend on the ass. That caused a little confusion.
What?
Yeah, when he
took a freebie.
Yeah,
he got caught up in the moment.
No, wasn't his dad?
That's what the press release will say, I'm sure. Yeah, when he got drafted, they all and his dad gave the girlfriend one right on the that's something you do with someone that you've had sexual relations with, and pretty much only. Right?
Wow,
I have a future daughter-in-law, and I would never do that. Ever.
So that's how it is.
That's inappropriate.
Have you ever slapped the ass of a woman that you have not slept with? I'm not sure.
Intentionally?
That's a line. There's a line there.
Well, hold up.
It's a weird celebratory move. Like in celebration, I'm going to slap someone's ass. I don't know.
But listen to this. It doesn't matter.
Maybe I was trying.
Even if you haven't
The key word there is yet.
But
sir.
let me tell you something. You got to be pretty goddamn comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, it's going that direction.
That's a level of comfort for sure.
Well, listen.
This
also,
isn't your 3-year-old coming
in
across
that
home
same,
plate after an in-park.
That's about to get real weird, everybody.
In the same
you almost killed my computer
deal, there was a dude that jumped on top of him that was like one of his buddies.
Yeah, trying to throw out the L4.
Okay, so I don't want to speculate too much, but that
we already have.
Oh, do it.
The minute I saw that, I was like, that's either the weird cousin that has no social awareness, or maybe there's something else going on, because everybody in the room knows you wouldn't do that unless you, and I'm not joking, unless it's somebody with like some social development issue. It's like, get him off.
Wow.
You know what I
Here's
mean?
me. Were they in Florida? Like, where? Let's left context. Where did this happen? Where were they when this happened?
Oh, I think they were just at the house,
like a living room
TV.
You just got weird cousin Eddie just jumping all over. It's like he doesn't know any better.
Well,
Maybe it's like an inside joke. You know, like football players when they celebrate, they sometimes, or baseball players slap each other in the butt. What is it?
Yep.
So maybe it's like an inside joke.
Well, if my dad did that, I'd be pretty pissed, and we'd be having words. What are you doing?
Well,
on national TV.
It was almost like somebody, a sports agent or some family member or something, realized what happened and was like, oh, hell no, get him out of there. And they kind of grabbed a hold of him and was like, that was it. He was gone.
Stage left.
Yeah.
Right.
It was definitely interesting. I really found that pretty
exiled
fascinating.
to the kitchen for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
Sitting on his stool,
he was
eating his
to the
cheesy
deck.
dip.
He had one too many push pops, got a little razzed up.
Yeah.
And saw the
couple of
moment.
Jello shots later, he's on the porch. You don't come back in.
Hey, let me say one more thing real quick before we end this draft, or we'll still talk about draft. But the Will Levis deal, how fucking arrogant are you that you showed up at the draft? Nobody shows up at the draft like that. Come on.
But he specifically said, I don't want to go there unless I'm going to get picked in the first round. Nobody wants to sit around and not get picked. Like, he said that. So I was like,
that's what I'm saying.
Did his agent tell him he has to go, or was he like, I'm going to get it?
John is right. Your agent sucks.
Yeah, the guy you got, fire his ass.
Your guy that you pay, he should have known, and he should have had a plan B.
Yep.
And I told you guys, the plan B should have been this. Everybody that was picked from the draft room was replaced with a hot chick.
Yep.
And by the end of that deal, he's sitting in the room with about 36 chicks that are just 10s, having the time of his life.
Right.
Turns the green room into Vegas, a party.
That bill
That's
can be
the
high.
way an agent works.
Yep.
Yeah. No, he should have been at home.
If you go to the second round, I promise you ain't going alone, my man. You don't like the one you're bringing? Take another one home.
Do what the rest of them do. They go rent an Airbnb for draft night. It looks like they have this fat ass vacation home.
Yep.
They're all Airbnbs. Go do that. What was wrong? That was bull.
Yep.
That was. I would be mad.
You might as well have handed him a cup and a ball.
Really
on a string.
arrogant.
Yep. That's what it looked like. Yep.
And he told the reporter, I'm only going to go if I know for sure I'm going to be a top 15.
Yeah,
because I don't want to take any chances.
Oh, I thought he said first
that will
round.
never go away. That will never
So
go away.
if you're an agent, this is day one stuff. You go, okay, we're going to go over how you're going to talk to teams, blah, blah, blah. And then we're going to talk draft.
Where?
And this is what you're going to say about yourself. And then this is how you're going to act on draft night. And then things can go smooth. And apparently his agent, I don't know. There's a lot of agents out there that also are falling on deaf ears. And I'm sure there's a lot of players like, nah, fuck that. I'm going.
Right.
And that's fine. And you look at that guy and you go, do you want to go and look stupid, or do you want to be a gazillionaire? Because I'm going to get you this wristband. And if you start getting confused, you just open it up and read play 2. If you're picked 27th, page 2. I'm really glad to be here. Can't wait.
Could he have gotten him to go to the bathroom and not come back?
Well, and once you're in that deal, it almost looks worse. I agree with Chris wholeheartedly that this is a botch on the sports agent's part.
Yeah.
Botch.
Yeah. Yeah. And
If
what
you
I
have
mean, what's the
any
process to become an
indication
agent?
that he's not, any indication he's not in the first round, you don't have him there.
And here's the thing: we all look like idiots, especially me, for those who bet on him to be the first pick because of that stupid article
Reddit
that came
post.
out. Gosh, I've never been more embarrassed for the Dollar Bet Club in my life. Sorry, Dollar Bet Club. That one's on me.
Well, you're owning
they got-
it, man. You're owning it, and that matters. That's where.
Man, I thought I was slick.
Yeah.
Getting him at plus 500.
Hey, sometimes you get too big for your britches, and you got to get humbled. And that
I'm
was
have
one
to
of those.
take it down to the
humble
50 cent club here.
Yeah.
Just put myself in timeout for a week.
50-cent
Oh.
club.
I like that. That's fun.
Yeah, it would have better music.
Yeah.
Right.
And then Anthony Richardson, the athlete, the specimen, the guy who crushed all the measurables at the combine, goes to the Indianapolis Colts. Is Frank Reich going to turn this kid into a superstar?
Well, Frank Reich's not, because he doesn't coach.
Oh, yeah,
there
he
anymore.
left. Who they got down there? The other guy.
Is
Jeff
it the guy that
Saturday.
looks like
No.
Dax Shepard.
I don't know. They
Oh,
he
they're
does.
fucked.
had
We need to pull
Saturday
this
for a
up.
minute.
We'll have to have our producer pull this up. I believe that's him. There's a couple new coaches that they might as well be in a lineup. Have no idea who they are.
Well, and I mean, the thing about Richardson
Shane
is
Steichen.
Yeah.
the last guy that took the last guy that was off the charts and had all the intangibles was a guy the Seahawks took that worked out pretty good as a receiver, a guy named Metcalf.
Yep.
He's the last one I remember seeing at a combine that I just went, oh my dear Lord, that guy. Wow.
Blew
Yeah.
the lid off.
Some of these people, they're barely human. Like, we're barely the same. It's like a caiman and a crocodile. They're kind of the same, but they're not the same.
Well, and Meghead in the chat just giving us gems tonight. He felt all the Levis talk overshadowed the Richardson combine. That's exactly right. It did. And I mean,
yeah.
And a speech about Breeze going to the second round or even Brady, that's even better. That could have always came into play there. But you got then the Cards took what? Johnson? Paris Johnson?
They took the guy that Kyler told them to take.
Yeah. Which I thought was really interesting. I thought that was you think that happens if Kingsbury's still there?
I don't know. I don't even know what he's really about. He wasn't there long enough.
He didn't
I don't know if
have
he would
too
have
much
caved.
of a discipline that we could really discern.
Yeah, I don't know if it may have happened because
he
Kyler
probably would have
kinda
wanted
runs the
Jackson
show
Smith
anyway.
and Jigba.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you had the Raiders who took Wilson. I thought that was interesting too. Gosh, I mean, and then obviously we had Bijan going to the Falcons, which I think he'll be great for the first 8 weeks.
Yep.
And that has a Brees Hall written all over it.
Bears got the other Texas running back, Roshan. Well, I'm interested to see how he does.
There's a few good running backs in this draft.
If they can catch that helps all the more, and that's the deal with him. So
and I think in 2023 you have to. The running backs nowadays, you're gonna have to be able to catch the ball a little bit. The offenses have just gravitated towards that. They're just everything is spread out.
And then finally, at number 9, somebody finally said, we don't give a shit about anything. Jalen Carter's a badass, and we want him on our football team. The Philadelphia Eagles added another Georgia Bulldog. And then in an egregious crime against humanity, they somehow, at number 30, got Nolan Smith, who's arguably
They stole him. He's
a top 10 player. They played in the Super Bowl, and they got 2 top 10 players in the following first round.
He was definitely one on the draft board that I was hoping somehow, some way that the Packers might end up with. Now I understand that the Packers wanted the edge rusher, but that guy, just watching him on tape, I really like him.
They're obsessed with the white linebacker guy, the AJ Hawk, the Lucas Van Ness, who's the kid who went to the Giants.
I'm blanking.
He led the team in tackles, and we barely remember I don't know. Yeah, that would have been awesome. Him on the other side of Rashawn Gary. I mean, come on. I have some high hopes for the Green Bay Packers. They just gave Jordan Love $22 million. I say it's a bargain at twice the price.
So AKT just brought up Steichen. I just sent it to the group chat. Pull up the two pictures I sent. One is Dak Shepard and one is Steichen. They are creepily similar.
Have they ever been in the same place at the same time?
I don't know. It depends if Steichen was doing a lot of cocaine in the early 2000s and shooting without a paddle.
Without a paddle. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Then you got Darnell Wright down there in Chicago to protect your quarterback. You need that.
Yeah.
You need dudes to stand up there and block for Justin Fields.
Yeah, it's kind of I don't want to say chips in because it's not like we gambled a lot, but it's do or die time to see what we have at a quarterback. So we've got good solid wide receivers, we got linemen, got hopefully 2 good running backs, and the excuses are there aren't any. I mean, hopefully, for the love of God, can we get Komet to catch a pass and be a good tight end? That would be wonderful.
Well, yeah, and they've got to use him. I mean, let's the draw play left and right is not the tight end dump, and somebody up there needs to figure that out. But the Bears pick was surprising to me, and they saw something in this guy because we talked about it on draft night. I didn't feel like it was the best tackle on the board.
No, a lot of people didn't.
And a lot of people didn't. But, you know, after you were bringing the logic to it, John, talking about, you know, some of the tape and some of the things that you watched on the next night, you know, it makes sense. I mean, he wasn't on a crap team either. That Vols team played the best of the best, and they were really good. So
somebody had to keep everybody from swarming Hooker.
Yeah.
Who,
absolutely.
Speaking of Hooker, he's a guy that was spinning it in the SEC, and while he threw interceptions and everything, I did see stuff in him where it felt like I could roll the dice on a guy like that that's got the nuts and his own abilities to just sling it. And he's a big dude, athletic. I was surprised, you know, people like Will Levis get talked about in the top 5, and then a guy who just balled out last year. There's nothing, you know. It's just strange how arbitrary some of these quarterback picking guys are.
Well, and we get blinded by the numbers, and here's what I say on that. Nate Hibble,
who now?
You know, Nate Hibble and guys like Heupel, guys that are in these systems. You know, Heupel has a great offensive system. He has the same offensive system. It's very similar that, you know, it's an offshoot of the Leach and all of that. But these guys that are in these systems, and the system quarterbacks are different.
God damn, Bodie.
I don't know what happened. We got something on our porch. Hopefully it's not ticking.
Hey, Megan said maybe if Fields had someone to throw to, he wouldn't have to try to run.
He will.
Yeah, it's coming. Yeah, they definitely need to learn how to find a tight end. That would help them a lot. Tight end is a quarterback's best friend.
Well, they need to scheme a tight end.
Can't.
You what? I guess I missed.
Are the Bears trying to be like the Baltimore Ravens? Are they trying to do what they're doing except the right way? Have the running quarterback and actually block. They got to get some wide receivers. So they got Claypool and
just picked up
Darnell Mooney.
Oh yeah, Mooney.
You know, DJ Moore, baby.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's what it was. DJ Moore. And who's in the backfield?
Well, we got the running back we just drafted in Khalil Herbert.
Yeah,
so
buddy.
Somebody sent me a nice graphic. Justin Fields 40 time 4.4, Khalil 4.4, DJ Moore 4.4, Darnell 4.38, Chase Claypool 4.42. So hopefully we can get some speed.
Pretty fast. And if you got a tackle there who can block, that'll give Claypool a little time to get down the field. Maybe Maybe we get something working there.
Yeah.
Hey, does Jackson getting arrested, does that affect Mahomes' game? Give me a good take. Yeah.
He's
He's used to it. No,
Yeah.
he's used to it.
He knew going in that this brother was going to be a liability. He knew this day was coming.
How
He
come
probably
didn't
didn't
play
think
football?
it would be this.
Yeah.
But he knew it would be something.
You talk about another guy that needs to probably check his chick.
Oh.
Is the girl
Yeah.
doing something that I missed? Did I miss something with the girl?
This is a loud
Catches a
mouth.
lot of heat because she's
She's out and about.
Anytime you do a lingerie pregnancy photo shoot, come on.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't do that to the world.
Just go home and
She
bake a
did pretty
casserole.
good. She did pretty good this last year. Like her mouth
it
was
be-
only half open half of the time.
Wouldn't
I
it be cool to have one of these, like, I don't know, guards or centers just have like a little article where their chick was just baking a casserole wearing like sweatpants, just hanging out at the house.
Yeah,
Look,
casserole and a
this is what normal
ponytail
is
get you far.
This is how it's supposed to work.
We've seen that.
I think we're
I see it
discovering
about every
a theme.
Tuesday right here at the house.
There's a real lack of casseroles, and maybe that's what's wrong with America. Not
You
enough
know,
casseroles.
That's
Back
it.
to Pat Mahomes. Maybe this is just exactly what he needed to say. Okay, you're done. You're not going to games.
Yeah.
You're not doing this. I can't help you anymore. I can't shield you from your own ignorance. You're done. Maybe it's just
It's
the straw.
selfishness. It's self-centeredness. The kid's spoiled. He's gotten away with everything his whole life.
Yep.
And it caught up to him. That's that. Can't do that shit anymore, bro. It's not
But there's-
1980. You've never grown up in an era where this was okay.
But there's
No,
two
we know
ways to
better.
handle it. You
do you
either
think they assigned him a guy? Like if
That's
you're
what I was
part
gonna
of the-
say.
part of the
You
thing, then
either-
you got
you-
your eyes on him, right?
you
No,
either
you get
get
a
a guy
handler.
or you just Jesus take the wheel and you hit rock bottom. That's how
Right.
it's gonna work.
That's
And
what's
every
gonna
time he
happen.
does it, you step in front of a camera and go, what do you want to do? Everybody's got a family member.
We've all got a family member.
Yeah, go pick one of yours. You want to track him down?
Yeah.
Everybody's
I-
got the uncle
or auntie.
or auntie or yeah. And so is his wife still causing problems? I thought she was chill this year.
She doesn't cause problems.
She did
It's
good.
just social media. She
Yeah.
feeds
Oh.
into the Twitter BS.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
She pulls the Giselle card. She likes to talk on social media, and that
Sure, she's a
causes-
great wife, but she
Yeah.
is just an annoying fan.
Yeah.
I'm
Megan's
not going to
asking
go out
about-
on that limb, but I will tell you, yeah, she likes us. Social
I'll give
media.
her a little bit of a benefit of the doubt.
Until I see a casserole, I'm not. Getting on that.
The tight ends. Mega is asking about tight ends. Dalton Kincaid, the first one to go to the Buffalo Bills. Now you got Dawson and Dalton out there.
Hey, yeah, that's a
He's
good.
the only one in the first round, huh?
Well, it's a good. That's a
Interesting.
good topic, and tight ends are so. It seems like we have this elite level of 3 or 4, and then everybody else, and I don't understand the separation so much.
I think it's schemers.
Other
People
than
who know
game
how to
plan.
scheme.
That's
Yeah.
what I was going with, and that's where I go back to your Bears and go, cheese and rice. Somebody up there figure out how to throw a tight end slant or throw a dump, something in the flats. Get them out there.
Yeah.
There's no reason Komet couldn't be one of those guys.
It's just
And-
the white whale of every offensive coordinator outside of 3.
yeah,
It
that
really
true.
is.
And it's
Because
like-
it's such a leg up. If you have a move tight end who can really get the ball down the field, that's something only a couple teams have.
well, and it's a weapon. I mean, it opens up so much. I mean, I just don't understand it. And I think, the best guy in the league right now at all of it is obviously Andy Reid and Kelsey. I mean, goodness, that you tell me there isn't some creative play calling going on there. How about the merry-go-round deal that we saw in the playoffs? I mean, it's stuff like that's good for the game, but that's creative plays. That's people sitting there looking at film and going, this is what we're going to try. It may not work, but we're going to try it. And I don't think there's enough of that. I think it's pretty much, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Michael Meyer, have we decided how to say his name yet?
It's Mayor.
Mayer out of Notre Dame. He went next, and then Darnell Washington. All pretty solid players. A lot of
People
people
high
thought
on the
Mayer was
Mayer
going to go
kid.
first.
Can we stop? You don't think Kelsey's going to the Pro Bowl anytime soon?
every year.
I mean,
Kittle.
I mean, it would be nice, but you tell me who's going to dethrone those two.
Yeah.
I mean,
Pitts.
you know, and Kittle is
Ask
hitting
Eric
miss.
about Pitts.
Kittle's inconsistent, but
Ain't
you
him.
know,
I'd be interested to see who are the top 5 wide receivers and look at the offensive coordinators, and they're probably under the Andy Reid tree or they're Shanahan.
A lot of itsy bitsy wide receivers this year. Zay Flowers that the Ravens drafted. I don't understand. He's just like I don't know, a younger, small. They got OBJ there, so I don't know. Is Rashad Bateman their biggest wide receiver?
I think I'm gonna grab a tight end in our draft this year, guys.
you should draft one of
small,
them.
but he's
Because
fast.
there's a bunch of tight ends out there, and I got fucking Cole Kmet, and I really thought he was gonna be something. I mean, he feels like he should be.
I tell you
I'm
what,
upset.
you draft him with your first round and send me Komet. We'll do that right now.
I only have,
We
I
can
have
lock
one
that up
second
right
rounder.
now.
I have 1 second rounder.
There you go. He'll be available.
Yep,
He'll be able
there
to get a
for
tight end in the second round, my man.
We can get you a real nice tight
There's
end.
like
in the
real
second
nice.
round.
Real
Real
nice.
sharp.
I got to
Real
use
nice.
Buick
Fit
out
you
back with
just
your
nice.
name on it.
Hey, you want Eckler, McCaffrey, Hunt? Who you want?
Yeah.
Mixon?
Gosh,
I gotta get somebody.
I got Kyle Pitts and Chiga Conquo. I'm fine.
Oh Jesus! You got Bijan Robinson.
Yep,
Hey, don't sleep on Pitts. Don't,
he's gonna be good eventually.
someday. 1 year. 1 year.
I got Rodgers going to the Jets. This might be his year. He might just come back and be pissed and go at a vengeance.
Hey, I will say this
No.
about that. They
Yeah.
are getting the best version of that dude, but the honeymoon phase does wear off.
Clean cut, no woman.
Yep.
That fucking media is gonna
He's
eat
not
his
a woman.
lunch.
Does he?
Oh yeah,
Who is
he's
it?
banging Mallory Edens. Wes
I
Edens.
That-
That
Let me
too,
get on-
but
let me
What
check into
Netflix
this.
show is she on?
I've
He's a
never seen
model.
Coach so.
Mallory
Coach
Eden-
is hot on the press on this one.
Mallory
She's super cute.
Eden. I'll be the
She
judge
looks-
of that, man.
She looks like
Oh,
she
yeah.
just graduated.
Let's
high
not
school.
throw out those kind of things. Edens with an S.
Yeah, Edens. Mallory
Like Garden of Eden.
And then just add 3 X's after her name. See what
And
comes.
what does she do? Is she one of those?
She's filthy
Her
rich.
father owns
I
the
mean, it
Bucks
never hurts to check.
and other things. So
Her
she's
father
like
owns what?
The Bucks.
Bucks and a couple of other things. She's like a trust fund baby who
Oh,
has now making her own money. She is a billionaire. And so she's the heiress to her father's fortune. and
Oh,
she's
guess
like,
what?
One day she
How
wants
young
to buy
is she?
Knicks.
That's how fucking Rodgers. He owns 10% of the Bucks, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
what-
they
he's
used
a-
to together at
He's
games.
the owner by name.
what?
No, he's
How
really
old is
dipping
she?
his pen in company ink. Then,
She's
huh?
probably
Yeah.
22,
Yes, yeah.
23. How old is she?
I don't know. She's
Yeah,
not
that's,
old
Are
at
we
all.
turning into a Leo DiCaprio here?
that's
What
a
are we
real
doing?
Company Inc. move for sure.
Yeah.
I
She's
mean,
not old at all. I don't know.
No.
I'm telling
She's
you,
not
right now,
38. I bet.
This chick doesn't even know the word casserole.
No, she's not.
How do you spell that with two C's?
Yeah, she
Two
probably
A's.
thinks it's a French dish.
Right.
Oh, casserole? Yes. I don't know what
Oh
a
my
All right,
casserole is.
can we address what never got resolved in the group text? What the hell's going on with AB, and is he really going to the Ravens?
Yes, yes.
That's the real deal.
Hey, that hooked me
That
too.
is that real?
Hey.
Is AB going to the Ravens?
That set the hook in me so hard because all day
No.
I got excited
No.
about just watching the implosion that was going to take place. Please, somebody, give him a shot. Get him back in the
please.
league.
CBS
He
Sports
must be
says,
having the time of his life, trolling everybody and watching all the freak out and the backlash and
I love
everybody.
it.
like,
I fucking love
he's
it.
probably just having the time of his
Listen.
life.
If there is no better advocate for mental illness, it's that guy.
Oh my
I'm not
god!
kidding.
Google,
I know.
You need to
real?
get some help.
Google tells me he's
CTE?
focusing on his music career. His debut rap album, Paradigm.
He's
came out
taking
in
banjo
April
lessons?
2022.
And he's also an owner of some offshoot football team that hasn't paid the players.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
He got kicked off the
perfect.
field. They're like, get off the field.
No, man.
Yeah.
I own this
Guys, we didn't pay the field rent. We gotta go.
field rent.
Okay.
Adorable.
And then
So
after
that's a flaming no on him.
It would appear so, but I would
that's a
just
no.
I guess I was waiting for some team like the Ravens basically to come out and say, no, you're not.
Yeah, me too. I
Yeah.
kind of thought that somebody from their organization would say, no.
Yeah,
No,
I
they were
wanted to see,
They did.
they
but
were
they didn't say
printing
it
the
loud enough.
fucking they were printing the fucking jerseys, bro. That's what they were doing.
I wanted to see them do what the Memphis Grizzlies did to Dylan Brooks and say, under no circumstances are you coming back.
Yeah.
Under no
Yeah.
circumstances
No
are you
circumstances.
darkening a door here in Baltimore.
Well, and Meghead again with the pearls tonight. You know next year's draft, you got Caleb Williams coming out.
That's a big
gonna
one.
be good. That's good. That's a
Got
huge
Marvin
one.
Harrison Jr. coming out next year.
People are going to be champing at the bit to tank.
Oh, they'll
this year
be
for him.
both of those will be big time.
So who's going to be tanking? Who's
There's
You
going to
are.
be somebody. There's somebody that
Rams?
should.
The Rams are tanking.
Yep.
Cardinals are tanking.
The
Falcons.
Cardinals have no choice but to tank.
The Falcons will be on the tank after about week 8. As soon
Falcons
as
are
Robinson
winning
gets
the
the
division.
injury.
Oh,
Falcons are going to win the South easily.
Easy, Hercules.
They
Easy.
got Desmond Ritter.
That was
Come on.
gargantuan prediction. This came from the bottom right screen.
Yep.
Woo.
Oh, I can't wait
almost
for the
wanna-
bold predictions episode.
I
I
almost want
I
to
tweeted,
put that in ink.
I
Not in
tweeted
pencil.
Bovada and asked them if we could get a Rodgers versus Love most total wins prop. I'd like to
Yeah.
take Jordan Love at like plus 500 or something like that. That'd
just
be
to
good.
stick it to him.
Yeah, I'm gonna make some spiteful wagers. I think
It's
Absolutely.
still Aaron Rodgers, though. Just saying.
after Green Bay took Van Ness, the Steelers took. I think the guy I would least like to fight in this whole draft, Broderick Jones,
oh,
6'5", 311 offensive tackle from Georgia. He just looks like a bad dude. What's his name? Bucky Brooks was talking about how he resets the line of scrimmage.
resets.
He just kind of wherever he puts you, that's where the line of scrimmage is.
Where'd he
now.
go? Pitt?
Georgia.
No, who took him? Pittsburgh?
Oh yeah, he went to the Steelers.
Well, and you know, I mean that. Gosh, and looking at that, I mean the Bears could have had him, and they said no. They took the right guy instead.
Yep.
Interesting.
Thought that was interesting.
I think they like the fact that Wright was able to shut down Georgia, and that he didn't give up any sacks against them.
Yeah,
you
he
can't
did a
really
great
defy
job
that
against Jalen
logic.
Carter.
Yeah, and I think they're going for guys that they think actually love the game and high quality guys. We'll see.
Meghead's got a conspiracy theory here, Coach. What do you think?
Hey, that could be it. You know, I was pretty surprised that Bieniemy ejected as quick as he did
From weird.
from Kansas City there after all of those years of and to hit the eject button for the
To take
commando.
that first offer from
Yeah, I
the-
mean,
For a
it wasn't
lateral
even like
move.
he shopped around. It was just like boom.
It was a
I'm
lateral move. It
there.
wasn't.
yeah.
I don't think it was
They-
lateral.
They named
Well,
it. They added assistant
no,
coach
yeah.
to his title, but it's
So he's next
That's
in
just the
line.
next step. Does he need that? Does his past make him work a little bit harder? Like, because there's
Maybe
something
he's-
going on with it.
He's
where
He's
he
got
would
a
have
horrible
job.
past.
I
He's
can
got
get
a lot of
I
violence.
can relate to
in his
that.
past.
I work a little harder because my past just isn't just rose and tulips myself. So
I don't
Yeah,
know.
you
I
keep
don't know
them
that you were
looking over
choking
here.
Women in parking lots, Coach.
well, I don't quite want to dabble into that, but I'm just saying.
Well, he was.
Yeah. Yeah, we were all young once.
yeah,
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
it is. I've heard.
I'm all
People
for a rebound, but
on
that move
television
was
as well.
interesting because it's basically you're laying in wait, hoping that your boss sucks.
But honestly,
Yeah.
I mean, wasn't that the 80s?
Yeah. Did I miss it? Did you guys talk about Green Bay's draft?
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
it didn't take long.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
We didn't talk about any additional picks. Did we not load up on tight ends? I think we took multiple tight ends.
Good.
And a
Because you
wide
traded
receiver.
Tanyan off. To
Packers
who?
Draft picks 2023.
Is
Closer
is
look
Tanyan
at
with the Bears?
Packers
Where did
draft.
Tanyan go? Where did
He went
Tanyan go?
somewhere where we're not going to like him, didn't he?
Yeah.
We took Luke Musgrave, round 2, pick 42, tight end, Oregon State. You always want a
Okay.
beaver anytime you can get one.
he is on
Jaden
the
Reed,
Bears.
round 2, pick 50, wide receiver, Sparty.
The fuck's my Komet fucking deal.
The
'Cause
entire
Tanya's the
first
better.
round is Power 5 schools. Not one.
That's insane.
Not one dude from a small school in the first round.
Nope. Big schools are
that
paying
the-
nowadays. You're not going to see that anymore.
That's the NIL and the portal, huh?
Yeah. Yep. What about
Emmanuel Forbes. That's got to be the weakest name in the draft.
Emmanuel Forbes?
Nerd sounds like an accounting nerd.
Emmanuel.
What about this baseball coach really quick? Can we hit on this real quick?
Oh,
Just
yeah.
real fast here.
Wait, did you see that?
I was going to bring
update?
that to the baseball show, and I forgot.
This is a
Alabama
deal.
fired their baseball coach for, I don't know, irregularities in
Shaving
the
points.
betting patterns during the LSU game. They saw some irregular betting patterns and like shut it down.
So I just got the update before we jumped on. Video
Okay.
shows person who placed bets on LSU Alabama baseball game was communicating with ex-Bama coach Brad Bohannon. Things you can't do.
Oh, on the phone with him at the window.
Oh,
No
we're
How
way.
many? Who you got
What?
today? Who you got on the bone?
Was that the situation?
Say
Sounds
that
like
again.
it.
Will you repeat that one more time, John? He was on the phone with him
Yes, the guy at the
Holy
window.
fuck.
and they've
on
got
the phone.
video of it, right?
at the window.
So they
I mean,
matched up the video and the
People
phone
just don't
records.
Give a fuck.
Yes.
My God.
Video
How
shows person placed bets was communicating with ex-Bama coach Brad.
12:11, a call, 7 minutes. Oh, 12:11 to 12:18. This guy's standing at the window on the phone.
Yeah, you didn't need
Interesting.
Columbo to crack that open. Holy
Yeah.
cow.
Now I'm going to need you to drive up to Ohio and start placing some bets because they don't care. Well,
So
turns
tell
out they
me
do.
now- So tell me right now, how are we going to spin this? Because this is the kind of shit. This is brand new to America, sweeping over. It can't. This is you don't need these black eyes right out the gate.
Mhm.
Here's Saul Oliver, Eric.
That's our buddy Saul. He did our intro music.
Oh, what's up, brother?
Big hockey guy. He's a Buffalo guy. He's originally from the
watching hockey,
Buffalo
he
area.
says.
Yep. Should always be watching hockey.
We're going to get into some obligatory hockey talk.
So here's the thing about what I read. Okay. So apparently, I think it was FanDuel didn't even have a single bet on that game. So this was out of left field. This is something that trips a radar or trips some sort of system. So I think whoever
Yeah.
was orchestrating this has either been doing it for a long time and got stupid, or they're just stupid to begin with and put a lot of money on a game nobody's betting on. But
This,
My
yeah, it
opinion
sounds
is that-
greed.
Just stick out like a sore fucking thumb.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, on a Tuesday when all of a sudden
No.
you get money coming in on LSU and Alabama baseball game.
All of a
right.
sudden, there's
And-
$5,000-$10,000 wagers
and
coming.
LSU is like number one.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the bet was placed, but they're at least watching it. And if there's high movement on it, you would think they would see that. But this was always going to be an inevitability. This was always going to be a risk. And I guarantee you it's happening at mid-major levels across the country every day.
Well, and I would think
Yeah.
that Vegas and other
But just a
outlets
second.
are onto this, where they,
Yeah.
something triggers an algorithm or something
There you go.
that goes and says,
If
hey,
you're
listen,
betting
yeah,
it live,
somebody's betting the Miami of Ohio and East Michigan game today heavy.
or if he's betting it live, was that the
Yeah.
deal? Was he live betting it while he was on the phone?
I don't
Well,
think so.
I mean, the coach would have to be on the phone with, he'd have to be Pete
During
Rose
the
in it.
game.
I don't
That'd
think
be
so.
pretty
I
easy
think
to
they were
piece
just
together.
putting it on there. Yeah.
The
before,
national
but-
piece.
Because okay, so they were just shaving points.
Yeah,
So it
that's what
looks-
So
that's what
he-
the implication is.
So he's coming in with 10K on a game that nobody else is betting, and that'll
Or-
ding an algorithm.
If
Yeah,
they're
or-
playing LSU, I imagine the move is take LSU like alternate run line -5.5
But
runs.
also,
We'll go out
coach
there
is
and get
right.
our ass kicked.
We're hearing about the one with the phone call, but they may.
Yeah.
I mean, this may have been going on. They may have some more behind.
There
the
are
scenes.
some guys with
that's-
some tight systems that work who are really pissed that he's bringing the light over here to this.
Well, and right
Is
now
the NIL
is a
deal going to
timely-
change this?
Well, it's a timely deal. NIL is not going to change a damn bit of it. It's only going to make it worse. But
Yeah.
it's it's a timely problem because right now sports gambling is on the cusp of being accepted and society saying, okay, we're good with it. And there's a lot of states that, like my own, that are teetering on the version of going ahead and green lighting this. But things like this throw dirt on it. And, you know, and you ask how they were going to handle it. Here's how they're going to handle it. Alabama's going to clean house. They're going to literally anybody and everything associated with this, they're going to cut ties with and alienate and put them on an island. And then we're going to end up finding this guy in an alley somewhere down the road, probably about 3 months from now.
So what is he going to get fined? Does he get jail time? Like, I don't. What?
Oh, he could go to jail for that. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I don't think you will see that. I think that this will disappear.
Yeah, they'll want this. Alabama will spend a lot of money.
You can't have this in the media.
Well, because as much as you want retribution and retaliation, what you don't want is a media spectacle.
Yeah,
you don't want it going elsewhere.
Because right now you've paid hundreds of millions of dollars to lobbyists all across all 50 states, just pounding for this bill to get passed. And this is just another fucking, when there's in the state Senate, another just chink in the armor.
You almost had, you know, what you need is the soccer moms putting $5 on Christian Yelich to hit a home run because he's cute. And you were almost there, but like you said, Coach, stuff like this knocks you back 5-10 steps.
Not good.
Well, and there's people with a whole lot more money than we ever have combined.
No, yeah, and there's a lot on the line
that are looking at this and going,
hundreds of billions of dollars if they make this legal in every state and get every soccer mom putting $5 on everything.
And every major media outlet right now is getting blown up by Vegas, saying you need this. We need this to go away.
Yes,
right now.
Yes.
Let's take
because
the shortest
you think
route.
you're making money. You think the lottery makes money? Shit, you get the soccer mom like Eric's talking about. It's over.
They've already got the narrative that they want, and they're feeding it to every media right now.
Forget that. I mean, every major casino, not just in Vegas, every major casino in Vegas and
Roger Goodell is on the phone right now going, "Hey, motherfucker!"
Interest in gambling. The gambling community as a whole wants this to go away now.
Yes. Roger Goodell is sweeping the rugs right now. He's like, fuck this, fuck that. We're not getting this whole fucking deal thrown out over a fucking college baseball game down in the SEC.
Well, it's truly
don't
amazing.
Start looking around at what might else be there.
I can't believe we're hearing about it.
Yeah.
I was surprised that it got out. And I think that the only reason that it did get out is because Bama is cleaning house right now. I think that's exactly what's going on. Is anybody associated or any remote association
they got
is
out
gone.
in front of it.
You have to. There has to be a guy.
Nowadays, there has to be an assumption, John, that is going to get out. So you need to get out in front of it.
Well, they didn't do that with their basketball team.
I was just going to say, does the basketball coach still have a job?
Lesson.
Yeah, but it wasn't gambling, was it?
No, it's just a PR dumpster fire. That's been going
totally
on
different.
Alabama
Totally different.
Athletics.
I mean, I go back to Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill could have done almost anything in Stillwater, Oklahoma, except for what he did.
Except for kicking your pregnant girlfriend
punch a pregnant chick. I mean,
stomach. And
there's just a few no-fly zones there, and then you can't tell me that a conversation like that didn't happen. Of, hey man, really, you did one of the cardinal things that we couldn't take care of.
Do you know how many people are in our pocket? Like you could have,
have you ever heard of fucking Pete Rose?
He could have been buck naked selling cocaine on the corner, and it wouldn't have been a problem.
We could deal with that.
Yeah, it would have been a bad health day.
Yeah, he was in a futic state.
Yeah,
whatever.
Millions of things.
At the end of the day, I don't think much will come from it. I think they're all there's so much money that is aligned on this that
they've already invested it. They've already paid lobbyists.
Right.
Like it's been happening. They're doing it. So they can't, there's no backing out now. They're in it. What do you think, Eric?
I'm looking at this Musgrave kid. He has a 4.640, but they say he plays fast. It looks like a lot of his grades are green. So I like that. Composite speed grade elite. Composite explosion grade elite. Maybe we won't miss Big Bob Tanyan. Maybe this big beaver is going to
Big
Musgrave.
Oh, this is gonna be a joke forever now.
Yeah, that's gonna be
Musgrave, Big Beaver.
I gotta
get
get
a song in the making.
I gotta get one of these jerseys that just says Beavs on the front on top above the number. Oregon knows how to market a team, don't they?
Yeah,
it's all that Nike money.
Right.
I'll be Wally, you be the Beav. That'll be fun.
It's a throwback.
You got to be real old to get that.
That's a throwback.
Why do these sites put so many videos? I'm not running these
So,
here.
Anything? Are you got any fun Florida man shit?
I gotta go.
Okay.
He's seeing tunnel vision right now.
His head's gonna explode.
I can
He's
find.
leaving just in time for obligatory hockey.
Let's see. We didn't.
Oh hell yeah! Obligate. We got to do some hockey talk, right?
Edwards. 2 guys scored 4 goals last night, Angela, and both teams lost the game.
Yeah, and one of them was a controversial goal. Also,
Draisaitl had 4. Who else had 4?
Draisaitl had. So we're going to talk about this for a second because Draisaitl had a goal that people were saying was kind of like a dirty pool goal. Did you see that where he hit it off of the back of the goalie? So this is where like hockey gets to be super awesome in the off season, or not the off season, but in the playoffs, because they do crazy weird stuff. Like they're trying to get the edge right all the time. So you'll see like sleight of hand kind of goals, backhanded goals. You'll see just weird stuff happen. So Leon Draisaitl's a really great player, and he saw an opportunity to take a shot off of the goalie's back. So from the angle that he couldn't have made the goal, but he hit it so it hit the goalie's back and went and bounced off and went in. And so like that's
kind of not legal.
You have to call glass.
Totally legal. It's very legal. But it's a
playoff game.
And I'm like, how smart is he? Like smarty pants. And some people were like dirty pool. So
that's using all your resources. You know, when people would say you shouldn't write all the answers to the French tests on gum wrappers, I would say I'm not cheating. I'm using all my resources.
Right.
Smitty's here.
Hey, Smitty.
What's
Who
up,
am I
everyone?
betting on this weekend?
What's up?
Fucking Sahith Thiegel, am I right?
Yeah, he had a nice little showing today.
I got Cantlay plus 15. Feeling pretty good about it. Plus 1,500.
You know, after the show was over, Adam and I were talking about that a little bit, about how we kind of forgot about Cantlay a little bit, but I just hate Patrick Cantlay.
Love it.
He's so boring, and he plays.
He is boring.
Don't talk shit about Jordan Spieth. Okay.
He just seems like he's the guy that takes his ball and runs away when everybody's playing kickball in the neighborhood.
He gets what my mom used to call huffy.
But he's also one of the best kickball players in the neighborhood.
It's true. It's true.
That's
That's why I keep gambling him. I don't enjoy watching him pout his whole 18 holes.
Oh, I enjoy that because see, I think the reason why I like Spieth so much, and we had this conversation too about Tyrrell Hatton, is those guys are. That's exactly how I act on the golf course. So,
yeah. Here comes the putter throw.
They're just way fucking better at golf than I am.
Yeah, he's very real, which is good.
My money right now for tonight is on the totals for the Warriors-Lakers game right now.
What do you got?
I have first quarter under 28 for the Lakers team total under 28, and then I have under team total Lakers under 110 for team total for the game, and then I have the under for the game at like 226.5. Okay.
I've got the Warriors -6 because I think they're gonna take them to the woodshed tonight.
See, I think the Warriors are going to win, and I had it at 7.5, and it was just too rich for my blood. At like 6, I could see better.
What do you have, John?
I've got the Warriors -6.
Would you go -7? Would you bet -7?
I don't love. I left it away. I left it alone at 7.5. I didn't like it.
What do you like the over and under at?
I have it under 226.5.
What if I parlay the money line and the under with the Warriors?
I like that. I dropped the ball.
They're not letting me do that. That fucking books, man. They're fucking.
Yeah, some of the books are stupid.
Yeah.
They don't
Bitch,
allow you to
man.
do that on like
Fucking
same game
pisses me
parlays, which is stupid. I dropped
They
the
let
ball.
you do it on like a fucking Tuesday night with the fucking Reds Pirates, but I can't do it with fucking Golden State.
Yeah, because
Fucking
it's fucking
bitches.
cash money.
Yep.
They're like, but not Chris.
Oh,
I also have a
you guys are
parlay.
shaving. They probably think we're point shaving over here. We fucking
Yep.
fuck those books up.
Yeah,
Now,
I
tell me
dropped
how much you
I
like
dropped
this
the
parlay.
ball last night. I had the Celtics. I had the Celtics first quarter, first quarter, first half, and game, and then I had meant to go Celtics money line, Warriors money line parlay, and I dropped the ball on that, and I'm kind of pissed because the
read
Celtics
what
won
Meg
by
had
100.
said. Smitty,
Who is your
see it?
celeb lookalike?
I don't
Who's
know that
your-
I have one.
does he have one? Meg had.
I am a celebrity.
With that
Yeah.
haircut, it's Aaron Paul.
He is in the town we live in here in Wisconsin. He is the celebrity, the varsity basketball coach.
I'm not a
You
celebrity.
really brought the program back from the brink.
I'm the people.
He
I'm the
gets free
person
ice
that
cream
people in
everywhere
our.
he goes.
No, it's not true because I had to pay for it tonight with my daughter.
Mm,
Oh,
bummer. Where'd
And
you
the
go,
gift
Scoop
and the
DeVille?
gift card, yeah, at Scoop DeVille. And the gift card didn't
Ooh.
work that my daughter got for being student of the month. This
oh no.
Oh no!
Hey, that's Reagan. Just
so I don't get any
my
perks for being anything here.
My 14-year-old just brought home a job application from Scoop DeVille. She might be scooping ice cream this summer. She said.
Oh, nice.
That's a
She's-
great first job.
She's saving up for a legit mountain bike. She just can't get off of. Megadeth says he looks like somebody. He just can't put his. They just can't put their finger on it.
I
don't
think Meghead is a girl named Megan.
What?
We need to solve this.
Isn't there a woman in the picture?
Yes.
But
Do you think that's the actual woman who's in the picture?
Maybe, maybe not.
I'm not
Maybe
making
that's a woman
assumptions.
from a video game is what my brain
I
felt.
just love the comment. He looks just like someone.
You do though. Now that
You're
now
like a
that,
real person.
now
do
I
look
can't
like
get it out of my
someone.
brain. Boom.
it's
All
a
right, I got
dead.
one more bet.
It's a Dead by Daylight game reference. I don't know what Dead by Daylight is.
I don't know what that is either.
Okay, but no hint as
We're
to whether
old.
you're a man or a woman.
Meg is from Twitter.
Thanks for the
I
help.
don't think you can ask
They're
that.
video
We have
gamers
to check
over
with our HR department in the band.
No, we can. No, we
Oh.
own the company. We can say.
Oh
whatever.
yeah, son of a bitch. Yes.
Yeah, we're the boss.
So I can say whatever I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Just don't go all mincy on us. We will have to cut you loose.
Define mincy.
Mincy
Don't
said
go
a
there.
racial slur, and
Don't go there.
Penn Gaming freaked out, and Barstool had to let him go immediately.
Yeah, don't be a dick. We can't. We
They're having
can't, we
some
can't get
issues
past
over
being
there.
a dick.
All right, I got one more parlay that I put on that I want to
All
hear
right.
what you guys think. So I normally don't fall for the promotions that go through the app because it feels like, okay, I must be a
Yeah.
sucker if they're promoting it.
Why do you
But,
want me to take this?
Yeah, it's like you're pushing this too hard. Okay, at plus 120, LeBron plus 20 points, Anthony Davis plus 10 rebounds, and Steph Curry plus 4 threes. I feel like
Did
all
you-
of
I mean,
those are
how
pretty
does that
solid.
not happen?
Did you do an underdog with that?
No.
By the way,
Because it was the promotion.
there is a promotion on Underdog right now, Eric.
You
What the
use code plus money, all one word. You get a
Well,
100% match.
no,
on
but
your deposit
they had
up to
a-
$100.
Well, let me just do
Oh,
that
they
right
must
now.
they must have just taken it. They must have just taken it off, but it had Jaylen Brown plus higher or lower than 0.5 points
Wow.
for tomorrow.
Well,
they do that
that.
every once in a while where they promote something, right? So now you only really
Yeah,
have to
you'll get an
4.
alert.
Yeah.
And then the scouting report comes out that he is out with an injury. Gotcha.
Got it.
I'm kidding.
I mean, I like that overall. I like that. I like that.
It adds up.
Parlay that you have. What is it? What did you have? It was at plus 120.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. Anyway, so
I have a. Was it Steph Curry over 4.5 threes or 4 threes?
4.
Okay.
Yes.
You didn't have Klay Thompson in there at all.
Mm.
Okay, we don't clash then. So, like my underdog thing I have tonight is Jordan Poole higher than 15 points,
Oh,
Stephen Curry over 31 points, Klay Thompson lower than 4.5 threes, and
Okay.
I have Kevin Looney at lower than 11 rebounds because
Really? Why?
he didn't start tonight and he's sick apparently. He almost didn't play.
Oh,
And then I have this promotion at Jaylen Brown higher than 0.5 points.
I was listening to, I think Sports Grid. They said one of the most bet props tonight was Looney over 13.5 rebounds. So they're cleaning up on that one.
Maybe I'm smarter. Maybe I'm dumber. I don't know.
Yeah, you're plugged
He's
in.
zigging when everybody's zagging.
That's what you got to do.
That's what my grandma says.
maybe I'm on the sharp money, not the.
My grandma always said put it on the Davenport, and I never knew what she meant.
It's
the
next
porch,
to the
bro.
hassock.
I thought it was a couch.
That's Kewaskum
It
talk now. I don't know what that is.
Davenport's
It's a sofa.
on a couch.
Yeah.
It is? Oh, I used context clues. I never really asked.
What was the word that you just said?
Davenport.
No, after that.
A hassock?
Never heard of a
What?
hat sock.
That's a
A
footstool.
hat sock?
Like an ottoman, like a footstool.
It seems like something Eric would use in his bedroom before he goes to bed.
Hat sock.
Oh,
Fantastic.
The
hammock
opening
sock.
scene of American Pie.
It's like a sleeping bag that you tie between two trees, like a hammock that's also a sock.
Yeah.
Hammock sock.
We're off the rails. Are we out?
I'm missing hockey. That's what I know. I'm gonna have to.
All
log
right. Yeah. It's
We
time
don't
to
have
go
to log
hashtag watch hockey.
I need to log out.
Yep. It's hockey o'clock. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thanks, Smitty, for dropping in. That was awesome. Subscribe, rate, review, give us all the 5 stars. Go to patriotsportsnow.com. Follow me at PSR Host Guy. Follow producer Chris at PSR Producer. Follow Angela at Angelatida. Smitty is at CSmith8 with an F. And John's too cool for Twitter. Till next time, be good to each other. Chris, kick the outro music.
You've been listening to Patriot Sports Radio. If you're sick of all the national talking heads and biases of mainstream sports media, like we are, this show is for you. We hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like, rate, and review. And we'll be back soon. For more content and merch, hit up www.patriotsportsnow.com. Find us on Twitter at PatriotsPod.